To this day, it can be said that I invented a position in football, the libero. I am known as the Kaiser, a title I carried with pride for my elegant and dominant style of play. My commitment to the team was undeniable, so much so that I came to play even with injuries, demonstrating my absolute dedication to the sport that I love. My name is Franz Beckenbauer, and this is the story. I was born in 1945 in Maxvorstadt, Germany, as the second son of Franz Beckenbauer and his lovely wife, Antonie Hupfauf. I grew up in the bustling Munich-Giesing, sharing mischief with my brother Walter. My mother, Antonie, was the heart of our home, passing on deep values and a world-view where the only thing that mattered was the essence of the person, beyond any other consideration. From a young age, I immersed myself in the classrooms of the primary school in Munich-Obergiesing, first at St. Martinstrasse, and then at Silberhorn. At 6 years old, I was already venturing into the fascinating world of knowledge, guided by inspiring teachers. But my true passion was always elsewhere, on the soccer field. In 1959, while many of my classmates were preparing to follow more traditional paths, I undertook professional training as an insurance salesman at Allianz Versicherungs AG in Munich. However, the fervor for football burned within me, and I soon knew that my destiny was on the field, not in an office. My uncle Franz Beckenbauer, with his aura of a football legend, was a beacon on my path to professional football. His stories and passion for the game fueled my dream, and his legacy became my inspiration. With each step I took, I felt that I was getting a little closer to that dream that drove me, a dream that would lead me to write my own story in the world of football. My youth was intimately linked to football in Munich, a city that breathed passion for this sport. Although my first steps were taken at SC 1906, Munich, my destiny took an unexpected turn when I was about to join TSV 1860, Munich. A transfer that was about to materialize before an incident changed the course of my career and led me to FC Bayern Munich. The first years in the soccer world were exciting and full of achievements that marked my career path. At the young age of 18, on June 6, 1964, I had the privilege of making my debut in the first team of Bayern Munich, a moment I will never forget, as I had the honor to score my first goal in that same match. In the 1964-65 season, my versatility was evident as I performed both as a left-back and in midfield, and my boots were on fire. I achieved an impressive total of 16 goals in the regional Liga Süd, including 5 penalties. The ascent of Bayern Munich to the Bundesliga at the end of that season was a historical moment that we celebrated with joy. Although in our first season in the Bundesliga we did not win the league title, the DFB Cup of 1966 was our redemption, and I had the honor to contribute with a goal in the final. Moreover, I was the first Bayern player to score a penalty in the Bundesliga, an achievement that I will always remember with pride. Internationally, I debuted with the DFB youth team in 1964 and with the senior team in 1965. My first 2 goals with the national team came on March 23, 1966. And what an excitement it was to debut with the senior team at the young age of 19 and to become the youngest player of the German national team in the FIFA World Cup 1966. These first years laid the foundations of my legendary career, both at club and international levels. They were the foundations on which I built my path to immortality in the soccer world. In the DFB Cup final on June 4, 1966, I had the privilege to contribute to Bayern's historic triumph by scoring the goal for the 4-2 against Meiderika SV, thus securing the victory for our team. This goal not only meant a moment of personal glory, but also made me the first Bayern player to score a penalty in the nascent Bundesliga, an achievement that I will always carry with pride. But my year of 1966 was far from over there. In the World Cup in England, at just 20 years of age, I had the chance to shine on the international stage. Although I occupied the position of defensive midfielder, I decided to adopt an extremely offensive approach. In the first match against Switzerland, I had a stellar performance, scoring 2 goals in the 5-0 victory. Throughout the tournament, I continued demonstrating my scoring ability, adding up to a total of 4 goals and tying in 3rd place on the top scorers list along with 3 other players. But the pinnacle moment came in the final against England. The national coach, Helmut Schön, assigned me the task of marking Bobby Charlton, England's star at the time. It was an intense duel in which both players neutralized each other throughout the match, since Charlton also received instructions to play directly against me and avoid my offensive play. Despite our efforts, England won the World Cup final by 4-2, proclaiming itself world champion for the first time. Although the result was not what we had hoped for, the experience and learning from that tournament were invaluable for my football career. It was an honor to represent my country in the world's top competition and face off against the best players in the world on such a prestigious stage as the World Cup. In 1967, FC Bayern and I became the second German team to win the European Cup Winners' Cup and defend the DFB Cup in the same season. It was a year of triumphs and celebrations, where we proved our dominance at both the national and continental level. However, the following season, 1967 or 68, we faced challenges and disappointments. We finished in 5th place in the Bundesliga, a result below our expectations, and suffered a painful elimination in the DFB Cup semi-finals at the hands of the 2nd Division VfL Bochum. But as they say, after the storm comes the calm. In the season 1968-69, we finally managed to lift the Bundesliga Champions Trophy, a milestone that marked a highlight in my career up to that point. Moreover, we won the DFB Cup again, thus completing the coveted national double. However, in the European Cup competition, we faced an unexpected setback. We bid farewell in the first round after losing to AS Saint-Étienne by scores of 0-2 and 0-3, an experience that left us with a bitter taste but also taught us valuable lessons about European competition. In the 1970 Mexico World Cup, my participation in the German team was regular, although I had to adapt to a different role than usual. Unlike my usual position as a libero in that tournament, other players such as Willi Schulz and then Karl-Heinz Schnellinger occupied that role in my place. In the quarter-finals against England, I had the chance to contribute to an exciting comeback, with a goal that closed the score to 1-2. The final result was 3-2 in favour of Germany. However, in the thrilling semi-final against Italy, which ended 3-4 in favour of Italy in what is known as the match of the century, I suffered a severe shoulder injury. Despite the pain and severity of the injury, I made the difficult decision to continue playing with my shoulder bandaged. At that moment, the team had no more substitutes available, and I felt the responsibility to continue fighting on the field for my teammates and for my country. However, the injury was too severe, and I could no longer participate in the match for 3rd place. It was a challenging experience and painful, but I am proud to have been able to represent my country with honor and determination even in such difficult moments. In that period, I experienced a remarkable transition from the midfield position to that of libero, playing the latter in a very offensive manner and actively participating in my team's attack game. Alongside Gerd Müller, we formed a formidable partnership that sowed confusion in the opposing defenses with our quick combinations. My ability to open the game with long passes, mastering the use of the outer instep, became one of my main strengths. FC Bayern continued to reap successes, winning the DFB Cup in 1971 and defending our Bundesliga title. Although we suffered a 0-2 defeat in Duisburg on the last day, Borussia Mönchengladbach could not snatch the title from us, which was a significant achievement for our team. In 1972, in my role as captain and libero, I led Germany to the European Championship title with a final 3-0 victory against the USSR. Moreover, it was an honor to receive the Ballon d'Or as European Footballer of the Year in 1972, following in the footsteps of my teammate Gerd Müller in 1970. On the way to the Euro Cup title, we achieved a remarkable away win against England at Wembley Stadium in the quarter-finals. In 1974, I led the German team to the final of my 3rd World Cup. After facing initial difficulties in the group games, including a historic 0-1 defeat against GDR, I motivated my team to improve its performance in the intermediate round. After victories against Yugoslavia, Sweden, and Poland, we reached the final against Holland and won 2-1, which was an unforgettable moment in my career. In 1976, I once again led the national team to the final of the European Championship. Although we sadly lost on penalties against Czechoslovakia in Belgrade in my 100th international match, I received, once again, the Ballon d'Or as Footballer of the Year in Europe. With this, I became the only player to date to have appeared in 2 finals of both the European Championship and the World Cup, an achievement of which I am enormously proud. The move to the United States in 1977 marked a new chapter in my career. Joining the New York Cosmos of the NASL, I had the opportunity to play alongside football legend Pelé, an experience I will always fondly remember. During my time with the Cosmos, we won the NASL Championship on 3 occasions in the years 1977, 1978, and 1980, which was a notable achievement both personally and for the team. Additionally, my outstanding performance in the league led to my inclusion in the National Soccer Hall of Fame, an honor of which I am very proud. However, this period with the Cosmos was not without personal challenges. My marital crisis and my relationship with sports photographer Diana Sandman attracted media attention, particularly from the newspaper Bild. The idea of a divorced national team captain was considered unacceptable by some DFB officials and by Bild itself, which added extra pressure to that stage of my life. The move to the United States also marked the end of my international playing career. Players competing abroad at that time were not considered for the national team, which meant I could not represent Germany internationally after my move to the Cosmos. After my successful stint with the Cosmos, I returned to Germany and signed a contract with Hamburger SV in 1980. My debut with HSV against VfB Stuttgart in November 1980 marked my return to the Bundesliga. My career in the Bundesliga culminated in the 1981-82 season, winning my 5th German championship title with Hamburger SV. My legacy in the Bundesliga is notable, having played a total of 424 matches and scored 44 goals, majority of them with FC Bayern Munich. Although I also faced some setbacks, like scoring 4 own goals, my contribution to German football and football in general is something of which I am deeply proud. In 1983, I made a last appearance in the Cosmos before officially retiring as a player. I played my last official match on September 12, 1983, in the NASL quarter-finals against Le Manic de Montréal, thus marking the end of a legendary career filled with unforgettable moments. After leading the West German national team to the final of the 1986 World Cup, my managerial career in football continued with great achievements. In 1990, I had the honor of leading the last West German team in a World Cup, taking them to victory in the final against Argentina. This achievement made me one of the 3 men to win the cup both as a player and as a coach, and the first to do so as team captain and manager. My time at Olympique de Marseille in 1990 was brief, but it left a significant impact. Although my time in the club was short, the team achieved the French League title and was the runner-up in the European Cup under the direction of my successor. Later, I had the honor of managing Bayern Munich on 2 occasions, in 1993, 1994, and in 1996. In my brief periods in charge, we achieved the Bundesliga title in 1994 and the UEFA Cup in 1996, thus consolidating the club's legacy of success. Subsequently, I took on the role of president of Bayern, successfully leading the club's transition from an association to a limited company. During my tenure, Bayern experienced significant growth and transformation, establishing itself as one of the most successful and respected clubs globally. I resigned from the presidency in 2009, passing the baton to Uli Hoeneß, but my influence on the club and on German football in general endured. In 1998, I took up the position of vice president of the German Football Federation, and I led the successful bid of Germany to host the FIFA World Cup 2006. I presided the organizing committee of the World Cup and also worked as a commentator for Bild Zeitung. My contribution to German football and my success in various managerial roles established me as an influential figure in the sport at national and international levels, a legacy of which I am deeply proud. In a debate about doping on the program Sports Studio on Germany's ZDF channel in 2013, I revealed more details about the treatments I received while being part of my country's team. The team doctor prescribed vitamin injections to all team members, which I accepted, trusting in the expert's recommendation. No one questioned this practice at the time. No, back then, as a professional player for 20 years, I never experienced a situation where I was asked to take something without knowing what it was. We received our vitamin injections and the doctor assured us that they were just that, vitamin injections. However, I reflected on whether these injections really just improved our performance or if they could be considered doping. The lack of clarity around these practices was disconcerting and raised important ethical questions. In June 2014, I found myself in the middle of a media storm when I was suspended by the FIFA Ethics Committee for 90 days. The accusation was that I had refused to cooperate with an investigation into the allocation of the 2018 and 2022 World Cups to Russia and Qatar. I ardently protested against this ban, requesting that the questions be posed to me in German and in writing. Eventually, the ban was lifted after I agreed to participate in the investigation. However, in February 2016, I faced another sanction when I was fined and warned by the FIFA Ethics Committee for not cooperating completely with the investigation in 2014. Subsequently, in March 2016, a formal procedure was opened against me in relation to the awarding of the FIFA World Cup 2006 to Germany. In these investigations, several controversial aspects were discovered, including an alleged payment of €1.7 million from the South African Football Federation through Gibraltar. It was also revealed that I received €5.5 million from a sponsorship deal between the German Football Federation and the Oddset betting company, without taxes being paid on this money in Germany until the authorities discovered it. On January 7, 2024, I left this world at the age of 78. It was a moment for deep reflection for me. I remember looking back and feeling gratitude for all the experiences life gave me, especially in the world of football. May my spirit continue to live in every goal, in every victory, and in every heart that loves this beautiful game. Farewell, Franz Beckenbauer.